Probably one of the least glorious jobs on our farm is cleaning out the duck pond for the first time in the spring, but it's worth it to see them go swimming. And Snowman is finally white. Show you the pond and show you Snowman. So got the pond all full there. Got one lady, she gonna go in? Probably not. But look at Snowman, he's almost all white again. Isn't he a pretty boy? Yeah. But everybody's been in and had a bath. The last one to go in was Champagne. And we got straw down in all the pens, covering up the mud. And speaking of mud, from way down there all the way to over there, is just ooey gooey springtime thaw mud. So we got a couple bales of the finely cut straw to put down just to absorb some of it up, so hopefully the grass won't be too damaged with us driving on it. And who knows, we may wind up with wheat growing, but the birds don't care. They'll eat it down either way. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures. Today, just going to do a little walk around, show you what the farm is looking like March 20th, 2021. First day of spring. Woke up this morning to a wet dusting of snow. Kind of tweaked my back getting a bucket of water for the ducks this morning. So just gonna take it easy for the next couple days, but can walk around and show you what it looks like. So we're gonna start here in the greenhouse. It is about 40 degrees outside, and in the greenhouse, I'll show you. It's reading 50 on the wall. And the sun did just come out right when I turned the camera on, so it's been kind of cloudy all morning, so the greenhouse does stay about 10 degrees warmer than outside when it gets chilly. We are still turning the propane heater on at night, just safety-wise, but let's take a look at the brassicas and the pansies and violas, and then we'll go outside and see what's going on out there. So the brassicas, the cauliflowers, broccoli and cabbages have really taken off in their move into here. Got some of the little violas up there, and that was what the shelving unit that was in the other corner, we got that moved the other day. The brassicas, I think it's a mix of, I've got purple broccoli, purple broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and another type of broccoli, and This is the corner where the cabinet was. It has now been all insulated and plasticed. We got this window here double plasticed and board and insulation there. And then my pansies and violas over here on this wall. Let's go outside and hopefully it's not going to rain on us. Coming out, Belle? But spring is slowly coming. Plants are starting to grow. Show you what I've got growing over here in this mess. And then we'll take a loop by the chicken pen and continue our tour. So over here is my rhubarb bed. And as you see right there, and right there, I've got my rhubarb coming up. In this grassy whiskey barrel, I do have my irises from my son are starting to poke through. Whoa. A mess to clean up. Cherry tones for a future project. This daylily pot is starting to take off. And we used to have the grain and everything, the overstock of it in the seed shed. But then we're like, that's not a good idea with all that moisture and everything. So had to go through and get a bunch of garbage cans. And my side of, Bella, get out of there. My side of the chicken coop is now full of garbage cans of grain. But I do have a little walkway so I can get to them all. Explain what this stuff for is in a minute. But I went through and pruned the grate back and have it training to stay a little lower to trellis across the fence. Not sure how that green fence is going to show up on camera, but added that to try to keep her and her sister in. And the other 5 that were getting out really didn't help. So last night I went through and I missed 2 chickens on getting their wings clipped. And those 2 are out, so tonight I'll have to locate them and get a wing clipped. But Professor looking majestic as always. And in this shed, I've got this stack of 5/4 by 6 by 8 pine wood, and we're going to be making boxes basically to go around the edges of the in-ground gardens just to keep them contained, a little neater, easier to clean up. And we are using pine as opposed to cedar, but we are painting the pine so it should last a couple years. Just the price of wood is so expensive, and these were not quite $5 a stick. So each one of those was almost $5. in the woodshed. Haven't shown you much of the woodshed this year, but we are to the point of having rounds to split. One of those times we wish we had a log splitter. But this is the new garden fencing and the new fencing for the expanded duck and chicken run, which will be really, oh, just flashed you guys with the sun, which will be really nice because we're gonna get rid of that old car, get that mess cleaned up, but they're gonna have all of this area back here. So the chickens are doing good. Let's go over and take a look at the ducks. And we did get Old Glory fixed, so she's back hanging. Okay. But in here, we've got several Muscovy hens that are starting to lay. Look at these flower pots. But have several Muscovy hens that are starting to lay, which is cool. They're using the nest boxes. And I've got one that wants to be wild and make her own nest. Which is fine because I'm not collecting the eggs, and they're going to be letting them go broody once they've got a clutch of their own ready to hatch out. There's Snowman and Little Hen. These guys with their pond. And these guys are going to be a little louder than normal because Valkyrie and Al are becoming a breeding pair. And no, I haven't been threatened yet by being in here with them. But Valkyrie in there she keeps moving her nest from being over in this corner to in that corner. Hi, beautifuls. Aren't you guys pretty? But I have started, uh-oh, that one latch is unlatched and it's gonna dump. Because I cleaned out one flower bed, or several flower beds. Put the stuff in the compost. Gonna see if I can get some compost started. But over here, and chicken mess, but the rhubarb over here is taking off. David John did go through, and as you see, he kind of put white paint on the trunks of the apple trees because it's supposed to slow the early budding, the budding of them. So hopefully we won't lose flowers to A, a freeze, and B, not being quite warm enough for the insects to pollinate them. Still have that bed to clean out, but I want to kind of do a video on pruning of the mini roses. This one, I only have one mini rose. Bella accidentally broke and killed the one in the middle last fall, and that one didn't make it through the winter. But over in this bed that I got cleaned up, there, the three big white minis are starting to bud out. Don't really see anything on the bee balm right now, but it is in a shady spot, so that's going to slow it down. But the chive pot, got that cleaned out and it's taken off amazing. The apple trees. But in the flower bed here by the koi pond, I got a couple of them out. I've got daylilies coming up, and my tulips. Whoa. So I've got the bark. I'm going to do another layer of the red bark over it. And as you notice, the fence is gone. It will be replaced with the box wire fence instead of the green ones, just so when the birds are down on this end, they can't go swimming in the pond. But on the side of the house, Don't see anything on that hop vine, but the little hop vine that really didn't do anything last year. If I can get the camera to focus that small. You can see some growth coming on right down in there. My Falciparia is always the first one to leaf out. Let's take a look at this hop vine. Yeah. I don't know if I can get the camera at an angle that you can see. But you can kind of see right there. That pink stuff is my hop coming back. Need to get that trellis cleaned up, so that probably means this other one is going. I just have to dig in there and look. Oh yeah. You can see right there at the tip of my finger. New vines coming on. So definitely need to get that cleaned up and a little mulch over the top of them. But I'm going to show you what the kind of concept of the boxes that we're building for the in-ground gardens. Are going to be in both the one out front and the older one that's in the garden. But kind of did a start of them so we can get the idea. So you'll have the box area. It will run the whole run of the bed and give us room to fill up, have the nice walkways. So it should look nice and neat and clean. Let's go take a look at what I got going on in the seed shed. In the seed shed, we've got our pumpkins and everything that are starting to germinate. Still have to get the peppers transplanted. That's like on the list to do within the next couple of days. But I have to get some more stuff planted because got empty space there. Got more of the big pumpkins and some more there, and peppers to transplant. But I did go through and get these 4 trays of the 6-inch cells for starting some lettuce and spinach. So once they're germinated, they'll just go straight out into the greenhouse. And I have 2 trays of the 6-inch for squashes, or 3 trays of 6 inches for squashes, but The tomatoes for the most part are doing really good. Peppers to transplant. The petunias up there starting to take off. Gonna grab the 2 trays, the one that was the germination table tray and the one that was started on the shelf. Show you what they look like as of today. And the one on the shelf I'm gonna move over here under a little better light than just a 100-watt light bulb. So let me grab those guys and I'll be right back with you. So it's probably going to be pretty obvious which one was the germination table. That was this guy here. This is the yellow bell pepper seeds we saved. And over here had pretty good germination in either place. The jalapeno seed that I saved on the germination table, I only got 2. But for the Mad Hatter, got a bunch from the germination table, and it's just finally starting over here on that from just natural heat of the room germination. So gonna get these guys under a light. So that's where I'm gonna end today's video. Gonna get some of these, get the lettuce and spinach planted, some squash, go down and work on a baby blanket. So have a good day and a good week, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.